I have a story to tell you today. That story is very, very heavy. It's the kind of story that makes you look at your neighbor, your co-worker, or even yourself in the mirror and ask, how well do I really know my own heart? It's about Mr. Adedapo Adegbola, a Yoruba man and a 40-year-old man living in the UK. This man, who had his whole life ahead of him. But today, Mr. Adebayo is not in a boardroom or even in a hospital ward. He is standing in the dock at the Nottingham Crown Court in UK, pleading guilty to the murder of his ex-girlfriend named Steph Irons. This isn't just news. This isn't just ordinary story. My people, this is a tragedy that hit the heart of our community when the news broke. It's a story of a professional life, a sour romance, and a trail of blood-stained sneakers that led straight to a prison cell. Steph was a brilliant, young, beautiful woman. We are talking about someone with a bachelor's and even a master's degree in clinical psychology. This lady was already pushing in for a doctorate. She and Mr. Adedapo, they were co-workers. And you know that kind of thing, how it starts. Long shift, shared coffee together, professional respect that even slowly turns into a romantic relationship. Sometimes they need to kneel on each other when they have issues at work. And you, watching me today, you've been in that situation once or twice. But let me stop here and tell you why this is a trap that many of us fall into. In the UK today, your workplace is often your only social circle. You spend 12 hours a day all together with your colleagues at work. You both endure the same bosses together. Both of you complain about the same cold weather. Both of you complain about the same salary and the situation of your work. It's easy for that bond to turn into love. You understand? Yeah, that's how it all started. But when it turned toxic, there's no escape route for any one of you. Because you guys are going to see yourself every single day at that same working place. Because one of you guys will not want to just move on like that. And for a man like Mr. Adedapo, who is turning 40, the pressure to settle down is very, very high, especially when you are from Nigeria. That breakup wasn't just a heartbreak. It was a daily bruise to his ego. We need to talk about the mental health of our brothers abroad. If you feel your blood is boiling because of a breakup, please try as much as you can. Leave that job. Leave that office. It's not a must. You must work there. Your freedom is worth more than any salary they might offer you. Their relationship turned sour and they both call it quits. But Mr. Adebayo couldn't walk away because of his ego, and probably he believed he's in love. On October 21st, 2025, Adebayo visited Steph at her residence on Westdale Lane in UK there. What transpired inside that house? Nobody knows. What transpired within the two of them? Nobody knows. Adebayo has refused to speak to the law enforcement agencies. But one thing that we know is that he stabbed her. He do chaka 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 to this lady. As this lady lay down there in a pool of blood, the person that he claimed that he loved in her own living room Adebayo didn't call 999. He didn't try to save the woman he once claimed to love. He was concerned with only one thing: getting away with the murder. How he gonna escape that crime scene? That was all what Mr. Adebayo was planning to do. In his rush to escape, he left a pair of blood-stained sneakers on the street. Now, some of you might think it's just a shoe, it's just a sneaker. No. Listen to how the UK system actually works in this 2026. Adedapo made a 1990 mistake in the digital world. Detective Inspector Stewart mentioned that those sneakers were the key that exposed him. In the UK, they don't just look for your face anymore. They look for DNA. One drop of Steph's blood on the outside from the sneaker and one drop of Mr. Adebayo's sweat inside the sneaker. That is a mathematical certainty in court, combined with CCTV from the ring bell of the neighbors and also the council cameras in that neighborhood. Mr. Adedapo was running into a net he didn't even see coming. You cannot outrun a digital trail nowadays. It's not possible. Hence, the digital trail is there. You are in trouble. Adedapo eventually turned himself in at Oxlow's police station. But during the interrogation, he stayed silent. Every question from the detective was met with no comment. No comment. Now, let me explain this to you. Because many Nigerians think staying quiet makes you street smart. In the British courts today, the no comment tragedy can be a one-way ticket to a life sentence for you. It calls the interference rule. That's what they call it. So, playing no comment game, it doesn't work anymore. If you stay silent during the interview with the inspector, and then in the court, you now try to give an excuse that I stayed silent because of it, because of that. Some judge can tell the jury that he didn't mention this when he was questioned by the inspector. He was likely making it up now. His silence didn't protect him. It made him look cold-blooded. It shows he had no remorse. The evidence was so overwhelming because they brought in the digital, they brought in the physical, and they brought in the forensic. All this were packed together. That evidence was basically a confession. And Mr. Adedapo has no option than to say, yes, I'm guilty. Before I give you guys my final thought today, look at the deep irony here. Steph Irons, which is the lady, was on the verge of becoming a doctor of clinical psychology. She spent her life studying the woman's mind, trying to help people heal from mental struggles. And yet, she couldn't see the struggle in the mind of the man across from her. You see the irony of life there? She was building a future of healing for people. And our friend was harboring a spirit of destruction. On February 5th, when the judge read the sentence, it isn't just a crime, it's for stealing a light that was meant to heal hundreds of other people. Because Steph, as a psychologist, supposed to heal people. But our brother just took her life just like that. It's so sad. My people, hear me clearly today. Emotional intelligence is a skill. If you are abroad and your heart is breaking, please get help. Don't let that your ego, I'm a man from Nigeria, the man is the head of the family, turn you into a murderer. Because once you are a murderer for life. Know when to walk away. No woman, no man, and no relationship is worth your life or your freedom. Don't think because you are sharp, you can bypass the law in the West. My brother, this place don't be Nigeria. They go fish you out. But if Nigeria no look party, they won't work, they go walk. But sometimes money go colobi the hand and they will say the wrong thing. Adedapo is 40 years old. By the time he sees the outside of a prison wall again in his life, he will be an old man walking kuje, and his life will have been gone. All because he couldn't handle a no answer. Tell me in the comment, do you think the pressure of Jackpot's life is making our men lose their mind? Or is this just a wicked heart? This is African Black Gold TV. I see the things they don't want you to see. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. If this video makes sense to you, please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified when I come up with my bagam.